I is unspecified currency. I degree I unspecified currency. I 1/2 I superscript 2 degree E superscript 3 EOEE 1/4 I superscript 1 if I E6 euro I degree IE. Carlo Ancelotti, the distinguished Italian tactician currently at the helm of Spanish giants Real Madrid, is reportedly on the verge of transitioning to international management, with widespread reports strongly linking him to the vacant managerial position of the illustrious Brazil national team, a move that appears increasingly likely as the atmosphere around his future intensifies. According to Fabrizio Romano, a journalist renowned for his insights into the European football transfer market and coaching changes, a significant development has occurred behind the scenes. Carlo Ancelotti has reached an agreement to part ways with Real Madrid and subsequently assumed the role of the new head coach for the Brazilian national squad. The report indicates that Ancelotti's departure from the Santiago Bernabéu is anticipated to take place before the commencement of the upcoming FIFA Club World Cup, a tournament Real Madrid are scheduled to participate in. While the Brazilian Football Confederation (CBF) is understood to be keen for the experienced manager to begin his duties with the Seleção as early as June, this potential managerial switch comes at a pivotal moment, particularly for Real Madrid, following a recent disappointing result in European competition that has cast a spotlight on the club's performance and the manager's position. Just days prior, on the 17th of an unspecified month, Real Madrid faced off against English Premier League side Arsenal in the second leg of their 2024-25 UEFA Champions League quarter-final tie. Despite harboring ambitions of a dramatic comeback following a first-leg deficit, Los Blancos ultimately fell to a 1-2 defeat on the night, resulting in a comprehensive 1-5 aggregate loss that saw them eliminated from the competition and denied a place in the coveted semi-finals. This early exit from Europe's premier club competition marked a significant setback for Real Madrid, representing their quickest elimination from a major European tournament since the 2003-04 season. A statistic that underscores the unexpected nature of their quarter-final defeat. The manner of the defeat, particularly the home leg performance where Real Madrid were described as collapsing powerlessly at their own ground, allowing Arsenal to gain the upper hand, proved to be a bitter pill to swallow for a club with such a rich history in the Champions League. As the record holders with an unparalleled 15 European Cup titles and the reigning champions heading into the campaign, Real Madrid's failure to advance beyond the last 8 represented a considerable blow to their pride and standing in European football. The unexpected and relatively early exit from the Champions League has inevitably heightened speculation regarding the future of manager Carlo Ancelotti. In the aftermath of the defeat and amid the swirling rumors, Ancelotti himself addressed the uncertainty surrounding his tenure. When questioned about his position, the Italian offered a pragmatic perspective, stating, "I don't know. The club can decide to make a change. It could be next year when my contract finishes, or it could be tomorrow, or in a month." However, despite acknowledging the possibility of a change initiated by the club, Ancelotti was resolute in his personal stance, asserting, "I have never considered the possibility of resigning," firmly stating that he would not step down from his role voluntarily. While Ancelotti remains publicly committed to his position at Real Madrid, reports have consistently suggested that his situation is perceived as somewhat unstable, leading to interest from elsewhere. Notably, it has been reported that the veteran coach has received, or is receiving, offers from other parties. The interest from the Brazilian national team is not a new development, but recent reports indicate a significant intensification of their efforts. According to a report from the UK-based broadcaster Sky Sports, the Brazilian Football Confederation has made contact with a prominent sports agency, a move understood to be part of their concerted attempts to secure the services of Carlo Ancelotti as their new manager. Further adding weight to the reports of Brazil's strong interest and active pursuit, global sports media outlet ESPN also reported that discussions between the Brazilian Football Confederation and representatives for Carlo Ancelotti have resumed. The ESPN report provided more granular detail on the nature of these renewed talks, adding that meetings have taken place, including the exchange of daily reports, specifically mentioning that these exchanges were occurring in Madrid, Spain, the city where Ancelotti is based as the Real Madrid manager, underscoring the direct and focused nature of the negotiations. The convergence of these reports from respected sources like Fabrizio Romano, Sky Sports, And ESPN paints a clear picture of a strong and persistent effort by the Brazilian Football Confederation to appoint Ancelotti and a growing likelihood that the highly decorated coach will indeed leave Real Madrid for the challenge of leading the five-time World Cup winners. The timeline suggested by the reports, Ancelotti's departure before the Club World Cup and a June start for Brazil, indicates a clear plan and mutual understanding, signaling that the reported agreement is concrete and a change of leadership for both Real Madrid and the Brazilian national team is potentially on the horizon. The appeal of managing the Brazilian national team, with its rich history and global standing, is undeniable, and for Ancelotti, it would represent a new and distinct challenge after a storied career primarily in club management across Europe's top leagues. Conversely, Brazil is clearly seeking a manager with the tactical acumen, experience, and winning pedigree that Ancelotti possesses to lead them into the next era of international football and potentially the upcoming World Cup cycle. As the football world watches closely, the situation surrounding Carlo Ancelotti and the Brazil national team continues to develop, with the recent reports suggesting that this highly anticipated move is now closer than ever to becoming a reality.